Oh shit.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Happy New Year to you and yours. I hope this is a happy year for you. I hope you're healthy. Because if you ain't healthy, you can't get your dick sucked and you cannot make any geeters. You understand me? You can't hug your kids, so. My number one, one of my favorite people in this fucking city.
What's good?
He's on the show
We
tonight,
making it
Theo
all the way to the
Vaughn.
corner too.
My little
Yeah,
fucking
we might have
Jewish
to go back
nephew
to
who
this
already
one,
started
man,
the new year
Nah,
off
we going right here.
puking the edibles tonight.
I don't know
And
what
this
happened.
is, you know what happened.
You
know
know
what
what
happened, bro.
this.
You know what happened.
Don't be
Fucking little
super
You're
late
away
for
from
nothing.
me for a week and you didn't keep up the training.
Jumping out now, fool.
First of
What you
all,
talking about
I
jumping
don't
out
want
all
to
the
hear
way
a
over?
story. I don't want to hear a story. I know exactly what happened. 10 years you've never puked around me except that one night on the acid, but that night we went deep. I even burped in my own mouth that night.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you really?
Yeah, you burp a little mushroom. You piss it all together, burp, and a little bit of
belly cum, bro.
a little bit of fucking yellow acid and fluid. But
Keeps your
we
tongue
were
red.
going 4 or 5 hours that night, Lee. I took you to fucking SEAL training that night. I had you going under fucking barbed wire and shit. That was something that I felt horrible about. But tonight, you didn't even let the medication hit you, and you fucking.
Those chocolate
Well, you
Luna
gonna
is.
have to
But you
run, or
told
you
me
gonna
you
be
bought
able
4
to
of
land
them
in
and
the
took them
house?
down to Long
I
Beach.
did.
Right
You
there.
can see. I have video evidence. That's why. This is why.
There's a
Did
bunch
you
of
eat the
people
whole
going to the other
thing?
Of course I
complexes.
did. What do you mean eat the whole
Did you
thing?
eat it off camera and do magician tricks like
No,
you
I
did to me in the
didn't. I
beginning?
never do it.
What's
I
landing
used to
right
have to
now?
watch him. He would put
What's
these
landing
Jew.
right here in front of us?
The
Yeah.
Jew got those fingers. They move real. Best
I landed
magicians are
first.
Jews. They never stop.
Amazing.
Not a big living.
Oh, they keep 10% of the trick in
Yeah,
their pocket.
oh yeah, they invented the fucking magician. Fucking Jews. That's who
Wanna get
invented the
them first.
magician. The Jew
Beautiful.
with the black top hat and shit.
Yeah, they're all magicians out of the womb, bro.
So,
Lee,
Got him,
man.
shit.
Yeah,
Nah,
last time I saw Lee, he was over here squealing on the
Shit.
pan.
This other boy ran around on the other
fucked
side.
up. Fucked up.
Bro, and the
Right here.
craziest part about that
That's it.
Joey
I see
was,
it. I'm running this way.
when I came
Shit.
in, I thought I heard I'm like, there's kind of a squealing in the microphone at first, and Lee's like,
Ain't
I'll
have
fix
nothing
it, and
in
by the
there.
end, it was
like-
him.
You,
It was him. He's like, look like a fucking disabled gerbil, bro. He looked like a fucking. That's how I
Yeah, I
felt.
need
That
to
was
go
like
back to
the
one shit.
deepest
Right.
I've ever been on mushrooms. Oh, dang, he looked like a damn welfare gerbil. He was over here just
it
fucking.
was
that nigga had
chocolate
a fucking
mushrooms that
M4,
smelled like
couldn't even
Parmesan
hit me
cheese.
with it.
He was eating it and it was foaming out of his mouth. I just put it in my mouth and drank it. I didn't deal with it. He wants to fucking chew it.
He wants to
And
snack
get
it
the
all.
tea. He thinks it's Anthony Bourdain. You gotta swallow them drugs, dog. You can't be
This shit,
fucking
That's
around.
what I tried to do tonight, and that's why I
Oh,
puked up
you
all
did
over
it,
the floor, because
you
you
did
said
it, you did it.
you were making fun of me. You're like, just swallow
I
that
know.
motherfucking
Swallow
thing,
that
Lee.
Either I'm on
And it was like still a whole
know
chunk,
what I'm
and
saying?
my body just is like,
Ain't no
I
fucking
think my
found one
body
yet?
is starting to fight back, because I wasn't getting that fucked up over the weekend.
Just now.
Because you do them every
Yeah, I
night
gotta
and you do
find
little
one.
amounts. You gotta go deep,
Hey, we
deep,
need to, hey,
deep.
gotta
don't
get
forget,
in
man,
there,
we
bro.
got
16,
other teams.
1800 by
Check
yourself.
this,
Yeah,
check
you
this
gotta get
area
your
right
bowels
here.
This dude gotta
high,
go
Lee.
back, right?
I ain't 800. 800 don't do
Come
nothing
over
to
there, too.
nobody.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
That's
We
I see
an
one right here.
appetizer in your
And
world.
first of all, no, I was doing over 1,000.
No, you weren't.
I was,
I
dude.
know.
One right on this box.
You gotta get your bowels high, bro. I want
You know,
I want your
it's
shit to be
so-
scared.
it's so
That's how
funny.
high you gotta get.
It's so funny. We
I
were
got an
having a
M4 and an
conversation
M16
before
already.
the
Those are my
podcast
babies.
started
I say that enforce my
about
shit.
this is it. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
deadly
know.
with the
I
M4
I
and
guarantee there's
M16.
a
I'm
lot of people
surgical with these
today walking
motherfuckers,
around
bro.
with an
Surgical.
ice pack on their head going,
You ever seen
what
Training
the
Day with
fuck
Denzel?
happened 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
Like, I went out to get 2 drinks and I ended
Surgical,
up
bro.
blowing 4
You know,
guys.
shot
and
him, Danielle, man, you never had that
my
nigga
asshole
in the
shut. You know, you
Like,
don't,
that nigga
you
got
don't
there.
know what realm you get into, you know, and when we spoke today, right off the bat, you were like, listen, dog, I'm trying to keep
All right,
my
let's
life
push.
together.
Let's push
I'm a
this
young
two. Let's
dude.
push these 2 groups
I'm
right
good
here.
looking. I don't want to
There's a
fade
team
Yeah,
away.
we in
over
the
here,
circle too.
I've been behaving myself.
There's a
Was
team
your
over
main
here, though.
thing alcohol, and then you went crazy?
They running.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
running
well, I
right in
just
front
ended
of
up getting key, you know,
There's a
like
little
I ended
booth.
up
They
getting
have a
into
little
drugs usually
All right, hold on,
sometimes
hold on,
at
hold on.
night.
Get over
But
here. Wait a
drugs
second.
without the alcohol, or they have alcohol had to soften you up first?
Right up the hill, up.
I think I would just.
You know.
That's a good question, man. Alcohol was never been a thing for me. I never
Yeah,
cared
you guys
about alcohol.
learn how to shoot
I
single
just
fire, man.
once people started
Hey, we're
having
getting shot.
cocaine around, I
Get shot.
just
I
kind
just
of
got
like
hit.
the smell of it. You know what I'm
Am I right?
saying, bro?
What about meth? Nothing else up your
Oh
nose?
no, nothing like that,
Nothing like
dude.
that.
We used to do like back in the day.
This guy
Some
hit
dude
from the
came through the
mountaintop
neighborhood.
somewhere.
I remember with some
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
up there. His boy's there too.
I don't know what
Right behind
LSD
the booth.
suppository, some kind of
Little booth.
suppositories, dude. People were doing, yeah, it was like just putting these like little, they were kind of I don't want to say pink, they were kind of reddish looking little fucking throwing rainbow
but there was
treats
a
up
group
your
of
ass,
us.
you
It's not
know.
manly
Run it
enough
up,
if it's
run it
pink.
up,
I mean, it was, yeah, and people was doing these LSD suppositories. This dude had about I remember he probably had
It's
about
all right.
400.
We ran away, let's
I don't know
go.
where he got
Come
them
on,
from,
we can still
Germany
get
or
this
some
guy.
Iceland or
Nah,
something.
they hit that
You know, and to
already,
us that
yo.
was
They
like
going over
they
there
got
for-
them from Saturn.
What
You know,
about
we
the
never
third
even
one?
heard of that.
No, not this
Germany,
one. I'm
you know,
talking
we'll
about this
fucking
one
do
right
this.
behind us, directly
And people were
behind
doing
us.
acid, you know, or
This complex
whatever
has-
it was,
All right, never mind. I'm
doing
coming
the
with you. Hold up, wait for
suppositories.
me.
I remember for a while.
No, I'm trying to
So I
get
liked
out.
psychedelics a little bit
Get
when I
into
was
this
younger.
complex over here.
And
Let's
what
get
else,
into these
dude?
big buildings over
And
here.
then, but
I
out
hit
here,
it
I don't
from
know
the
what
right
happened.
side
I just had a
somewhere,
couple
so
of
be careful.
crazy nights, and then I was like, I'm gonna try something different, man. So I just decided I'm gonna stop
Damn, I
partying.
busted that nigga up with the fucking.
So now I got
with
about
the
6
fucking
months. I've been
SKS,
sober
bro.
since well, last time I walked out of here, I went over to the
Yo,
Improv and did a
Saturday
set high
morning,
on
you brought the
mushrooms, and they were flicking the lights on.
Nah,
on
I'm talking
stage,
about-
I hear
bro.
food. You hear firing?
I still have it on video, man. I'll put it out.
Gunshots that I dropped.
I'll put it out for your
I hit them both with two
for
bullets
your
apiece.
Legion.
How
Both
old are you
dropped,
now?
like instantly.
36, man. I'm an adult.
Hey, careful
It's
going
tough
into the big
to
fucking compounds, man. I try to stay away
Say
from
to
the big
yourself,
cities.
this is it. You,
But I
know,
have
you
to
have
come in
those
here, bro.
nights, and like we were saying,
All right,
you
You
I'm
know,
got
on my way,
medical
bro.
a
supply.
spectacular
Hey,
night
if you're gonna move,
in
man,
my world. Like
move
where I
with
came
me, bro.
from, that's a
See what I'm saying? I'm getting
spectacular
shot.
night.
Oh, yeah.
Shot
Getting in a
at.
cab, going for
Got you.
blow.
That's how I was asking you if you heard
Then
the fucking
the
gunshot.
guy hooks you up with a chick. You fuck the chick in the cab.
No, he
I'm
did.
trying to
Oh,
get
he
the fuck
fucked
out
her
of
in the
this big
cab.
city,
Oh, no,
bro.
no, this
Do what
is
you gotta do in there,
crazy.
man, and push up
Now,
this
what
left
time did
to the
this
left.
night end?
Dude, so what happened with
Happy
that
birthday,
night
man.
was,
Just
let me
get
revamp
all
it
this.
for you. So what
Okay.
happened was I went to a
Just let me
party,
know
bro,
when
and I
you're
ain't
moving
planning
so
on
I can move
drinking.
with
Now, you're in New York.
I'm
doing
right
I'm in New
here,
York
right,
comedy.
City.
dog. I'm in
Yep,
this-
I'm
I'm
in
in
New
this
York
house across
City.
the street.
Oh,
Yep, I was
yes,
doing
yes,
comedy. I had a sublet there. I was just kind of experiencing the city. We talked once or twice when I was there, you know, and I was enjoying it, man. It was
How
good.
many drinks?
And then I went to a party
what you
one
think I'm
night,
trying to do?
and afterwards they were drinking at the party,
I'm about to grab the
And,
SKS right now.
and I just felt uncomfortable, dude. To be honest, man, most of my life I have felt uncomfortable, bro. I don't know what it is. Like in a lot of environments, I just feel uncomfortable.
I got an
bro.
extra
of
times
place?
two. I
Out
can
of
give
place.
you.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You feel that ever?
That's what I
Oh,
need. Some-
All the time.
What do you mean ever? There's more times that I feel in place. Like that's
Shit.
that's the weird times. But it's like my girlfriend and I were just talking about it because we stayed in on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But seeing
level
the
two
shots
guests in
of
here,
Times
you want-
Square
There's another
and
M4.
seeing the
Hey,
shots
there's
of
an
the
M4 on
clubs,
me with a ton of 5.56 for it.
maybe I
And
should have
I'm
done
good
something
right
a
here.
little bit
I'm
more
good.
social. But that's
All right, hey,
that
let's get
is
the
not.
fuck out of this
I
compound,
would
though, for
rather. I'd rather be in a
Hold on, hold
box than in a club. Like
Yeah.
it seems it's that would feel so uncomfortable there.
Seriously.
Like a New
We
Year's
gotta get
Eve
the
like
fuck out of this
club.
compound.
Like that's not me at all.
Well, you don't see in the club too. They show you the
We're gonna
picture.
get
You don't see
pinched in
people
here.
getting fucking molested in the background and people, you know. But at least light a candle or something for your lady. Do you do
Ready?
anything?
Yeah,
Push
yeah,
up the
yeah,
hill.
well, we
Push up the hill.
he's gonna Joey's gonna make fun of me. We went away
the
the
fuck
weekend
up out
before.
of
We went
this
to
bitch.
Long Beach. As funny as
We're
it
in the
sounds.
middle of the circle too, man. I hate being in the middle. We need to
Long
fucking
Beach,
hang
dude.
tight
I know.
somewhere, man. Let
Probably
the
to
circle
pick
so we
up
get back on
rent.
the edge.
Right?
This is amazing. This
There's
is
gonna be a
just
group
amazing.
that's probably gonna push us though.
So anyway,
Behind.
bro, I can't even get what that was it. You took your girl to a fucking Long
No, she took
Beach?
me. She
Yeah,
took
yeah,
me.
yeah, fire, right?
Jesus
Is that fire?
But then
Yeah,
we
that's
just
the
decided
front
to
of us. I
come
ain't worried
home because it was
about that
raining.
far away shit. I'm just worried about this group that's gonna come up from behind us. Because there's
Because it
definitely
was
another group team in that fucking
Yo, we're gonna
complex
sit
that
in
just
someone
came
else's
from.
apartment on New Year's Eve
Pretty
down
sure
in Long
that's
Beach.
that
That's
way.
when I have a
Stand
nicer
here and watch.
apartment.
Hey,
up
I
here.
got somebody right here.
Bro, what the
What's the numbers?
It's a horror
He's
show.
running
I
at
tried,
250, way
and I
out
keep
there.
It sounds like
losing
the
them. I'm
Notebook.
losing them by the
He's
month.
getting capped up
It
by
sounds like the
somebody else.
Notebook
I sit
for
here
two
and
people
go,
with
this
Down
is-
syndrome.
No,
bro.
this was something that when he told me, I go, what? Now, when he told me, I thought they were going to leave Friday night, go to a hotel like
Yeah.
normal Americans, right?
Yeah,
Wake up in the morning, get a little room service, gives her a stabbing,
yeah.
take a walk down, come back, smoke a joint, eat a star.
There's another
Maybe
team.
about 6. Take it to a nice fucking restaurant
shooting
at
at?
6, 7
By
o'clock.
the green
Sitting,
building,
dog.
by the globe.
So you're out of there by 9:30. You take it back to the apartment, give it straight up.
He's pushing.
Eat 3 more
Teammates
stars
over here.
and watch some
240.
stupid movie. I thought that's what he was doing.
America.
I got a call from him Thursday at lunchtime. So
There's a bunch
we're
of
about to
teams over there
leave.
fighting.
I go,
Is it
leave where?
behind the rock?
Long
Where they
Beach.
at?
Nah, all
I
the way over here,
almost
235.
shot myself in the
There's so many
fucking
teams
head.
over there. They're all
I
fighting
go,
each
this
other.
kid can't be
They're all
this
out in the
stupid.
distance.
And then that night I went out to dinner.
Oh,
I
seen him,
had
seen
to
him now.
do a set.
Yeah, there's so many
last
up there.
week. And I had 2 hours to kill. I said, told my wife, don't even make dinner. I'm gonna eat dinner.
Mike, show me
now.
some. Mike,
There's
got me
no
down,
sense in me
I'm
coming
down.
back.
What?
I did a set for
Oh,
Penn Penn
Kill me.
State.
Snipe me.
So at 2
Oh, bro,
hours
that's
ago,
that
so I
team
went to
that's
Cuba.
behind us.
That's one of my favorite places.
Is it a
knew
good
that
place?
dude
I
was
never
coming.
even
I
been
told you,
there.
bro.
I see it.
I don't eat the pizza. I don't
Some
eat
white
none of
from
that
the north
shit.
side.
I get the salad. It's delicious. The minute whatever salad
Damn,
and the
bro.
Big Mama
Alright, I'm gonna
spaghetti
fucking
with
do
no
my
meat,
shit and get the fuck up out of here. Where the fuck did
just
you get hit
pasta
from?
Right there,
with
right there
sauce
to your
and
left,
you got
right there. I was
cheese.
right up there.
It's
Oh,
good.
wow.
Give you a
I
small
got it.
serving.
Go
It's
right
always
there.
been good. I've been eating there for fucking years.
Wow.
And that's what I eat. I go
Write
there
that
3
down.
times a year, dog. If I'm lucky, I got 3 times to drive by. I
Get the
got
fuck
an
up
hour
out of here,
here.
man. I don't like being
Yeah.
by
I got an
myself.
audition. I plan it. I go, okay. I got
Yep,
an hour and
I
a
knew
half.
it.
Might
It's
as well
coming
go
from
to
behind.
fucking
Chiba
Chiba's
day.
and I get excited.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna push. I'm gonna fucking try to
I sit next to a
outsmart these
guy. I go to
dudes.
the bar and I see the bartender. And
Get the
he's an
fuck up
old
outta here,
door
son.
guy
I'm
from the
stuck.
Improv. We start chit chatting. 2 things down from me is a guy from Emerson College. And right away, I got to ask him. I had to ask him, what do they teach you up there? Because I know a guy from Emerson College, and I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. I go, I hired him because I thought he was sharper than I was, but lately he's been slipping. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
And that was Lee?
That was Lee. He went to Long Beach Thursday afternoon for New Year's. Now, I could see it. Like I said, Friday after all the traffic is the... Now, here's the best one. Here's the best one out of all of them. I call him Thursday night, or he calls me. We're talking, and the conversation. And all of a sudden he goes, yeah, we Airbnb'd. I go, you're not even in a fucking hotel with like a fucking elliptical that you can go to the elliptical. You've been home all week with her, and now you go down there for 2 more fucking nights with her to do nothing, to look at each other and eat cookies and shit.
At a stranger's
And
apartment.
watch really bad TV in a stranger's apartment. This
gonna
was
try
something that I
They're
was like,
squatters, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, like
so
what?
get
Fucking
ready.
squatters.
When he
dude.
called me Saturday and told
Yo.
me he was coming back, I wanted to tell him, just GPS the car to the ocean, to the Santa Monica Pier, and take the car right off the fucking pier and end it. Because it ain't getting no better in your life. He went away to Long Beach, and every morning when I woke up since that,
Come on, let's go.
today there was a burglary in Long Beach when the guy
Get
shot
ready.
the burglar. He shot the burglar
Get ready.
every day. I woke up and that morning, all I was waiting
You were
for.
praying for it to be like
Wow.
Lee's
No,
apartment?
like to see Lee fucking shot in the head. Like Lee got hit by a car coming with a box of wings.
Hey,
They got poor girlfriend on the thing. I don't know what happened. The guy didn't stop at a red light.
The saddest part is
Who the fuck goes to Long Beach? For
I don't know.
vacation?
Okay.
Lee used to treat himself to a
Ooh,
nice
fuck
night at
him up.
Chibo at the bar.
Yeah.
And now a few years later, he's finally got a girl.
No, that wasn't me. That was he was at Chibo that night and he was thinking about me.
Because the guy was from Emerson. I had to ask him, what did they teach you there?
Dan, I
Did
just
they
got
teach you
time
anything?
for-
Or what the fuck do you have to eat there?
I'll be honest.
I was trying to
Okay,
get it,
this
but
was
I
a
just gotta
You
time
can get it.
for
we,
You can
we
get
don't have
it.
we
See
couldn't
you
fly
left.
anywhere.
See
We
you
didn't have
left.
enough time, so this is what you chose.
Across the
But
mountain.
we actually had a good time. The fucking aquarium and Queen Mary are fucking awesome when you're stoned as fuck.
Oh,
But this is what I will.
to your left,
I did
boy.
want to talk to you
One
guys
of
about.
years old. You see what I got to deal with?
Airbnb
The aquarium.
Oh.
it feels
got
like
greedy.
squat.
Man,
Like
you
it was
should've-
the
what you should've did
weirdest
was shot at him.
experience of my life.
They let you touch any animals? They got the petting zoo in there?
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
all right. It's all right,
Yeah.
man.
Well, at the aquarium,
Sorry, how
yeah.
much
But
you get
at
back in
the,
the
I thought
anyways?
I thought you were talking about the apartment for a second.
No, not at the Airbnb, dude. You fucking
Like
petting other roommates.
Like there's roaches in the
You
apartment.
massaging other roommates.
No, thank God there weren't roommates.
This guy. Imagine if there was a roommate. He takes his lady out.
No,
No, it was
it's
like-
a horror show.
yeah.
I live in a fucking world between him and my wife. I'm not gonna make it to 56. I'm not gonna make it to. I just spent 4
Damn,
weeks in
man.
that house with my wife.
Wow.
It's a torture chamber. It's a fucking house of horrors.
Come on, let's go.
I love it with all my heart.
It's
a house
torture
of-
chamber.
What's the worst part? Like, what's the
Yo, they
worst
said
part?
weed's killing the coronavirus.
Honestly.
It being 9:30
In the
What
morning?
you doing?
at
Working?
night,
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting there, not having a spot.
All right, what you doing
because
tonight? You broadcasting anything? We playing?
I don't want to be at the store every night. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be that guy. I don't need to be at the store every night. There's young guys coming up. I know how I felt
Yeah, but what I'm
when
saying.
I was coming up.
Hey,
And
yeah,
I
you
had
got
shit
plastic
to
bags?
do. And there's some old guy that's coming down.
Yeah, I know.
I'm good enough. 2 spots a week, I'm
It's
good.
great.
This week I'm doing Thursday. Tomorrow
She
night
bought
I'll
like a
do
car?
flappers. If I get out jiu-jitsu early Wednesday, I'll pop into someplace. But, you know, I got a gig Friday. I'm fucking good. I'm not working on nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just putting a
Yep, yep,
couple
yep,
bits
yep.
together, finding my new fucking voice, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
when you travel,
was good, though.
it
Everything's
breaks the
alright?
monotony up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So let me
I
know.
was
Call me when you
for
get
4
home
fucking
tonight.
weeks.
See if you play something
And it was
else.
the holidays, and one of those weeks the baby
You
was
didn't even
home.
call me last night. You was playing something else,
That's
right?
tough. For 4
Baby's
weeks.
off of school?
All week, 1 week vacation.
What did
And it
the
rained
Alright,
3 of
alright.
those days. You know what I'm saying? So she wanted to ride the bicycle.
All right, one.
That's like a triple threat of. So do parents
What's the same
hate?
spot right
The
there?
truth of the
Jump,
matter
jump.
is,
What you
the
standing there
truth of the
for?
matter is that
What you standing there
I'm a
for?
dud. I've always been a dud. You know, Lee says that he feels uncomfortable at. I'll tell you where I feel comfortable.
I'm here, bro. I jumped right when I could. I
feel comfortable in a bar where the bartender's
would even let me hit B.
a good-looking woman in
Yo, bro,
1924.
we both here.
She still has tits. She wears push-up
anybody with
bras.
us?
She's got freckles on her.
See
She's
somebody
got a
else
sense
over
of
there.
humor.
On the other
The
side.
bar seats
What's the other
20.
side?
She serves some fucking food in there that's kick-ass. There's a jukebox. There's music. You know what? At this age, I don't want a fucking pool table.
Yeah.
And I don't want a dartboard. I don't want a lot of movement. I never like movement.
There's a level
Yeah.
one book bag on
Sit
me.
down,
Yeah.
have a fucking beer, and
Oh,
talk
right
to
now.
me if you want to do this. If you're going to be moving around, go somewhere
There's a
else.
level
two
Yeah.
book
Pool
bag over
and
here, actually.
arguments, and
It's in
I
the-
can't
in the
walk.
closet.
This guy's
It's in
throwing
the
a
closet.
fucking dart at me.
And
You know, I just want to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Father
that's what I
Love.
want to do. That's my ideal bar.
I
And to
found
be
level
strictly
2.
honest with you,
I found a level
since
3
the
right
age
now,
of
though.
16, that was always
Yeah, I
my
know, I
ideal
know.
bar.
There's gonna be one
Once we
around
started
there.
going out to those discos, I've said it
Some
once,
reason,
I've
like
said
a
it
bunch of
before.
level twos.
My wife asked me
Hello?
on the ride home the other day from dinner. We were listening to Studio 54 on Sirius XM, and she goes, "So you used to go disco dancing?" I go, "Are you crazy? I was a kid when that shit came out."
Yeah.
I go, when
Where's
I
that
was in
other
high
team laying
school,
at, though?
I could put a handful of times I
I
went
think
to
on the other
clubs.
side of the
With
map.
the
Level two
studio, I
vest
went
on
to
me.
studio in '84.
I need a
There's
helmet.
nothing going on in the studio no more. It was a
Fuck
Thursday night.
84.
Yeah, I
one
was
helmet
going
over
to
here.
Club Area like twice. I went to like the
Whatever level,
rooftop,
level.
4, 5,
The
6
level.
times. But I was never a club guy, bro.
Yeah.
Look at me. I knew who the fuck I was. I belonged to a neighborhood bar with a bartender named Lila.
Yeah.
She had a dog behind the bar. The dog slept the whole fucking time. And that's the bar I grew up in, Joe and Mary's. They had a little
What'd you say? What
circular
side is that other
biscuit
team
thing,
laying on, though?
like a Danish, like a
There's another
bakery
M4
thing
right here.
in the middle.
Oh,
They
right
would
now.
have a
I got
cover,
one.
and in the middle there was
All right,
ham
bet.
and cheese sandwiches.
That's beautiful.
I don't know how the fuck I
So if you
ended up
want a
in the
sandwich,
house.
you just
So I
went
walked
over and
out,
got
like,
it. They had
not let me
Stewart
grab that. What the
sandwiches,
fuck?
and next to it was a not don't cook tonight called Chicken Delight. It was a Chick-fil, not Chick-fil-A. This is when chicken was chicken. And one of the kids we hung with
There we go.
was the
Bag
fucking
real
cook.
quick, bro.
So at the end of the shift, he'd come over to the bar with a box of chicken from the leftover chicken from the
Beautiful.
whole fucking night. It was, and you had a tab, and the guy that ran the place was a loan
What you
shark.
said that other team was at?
If you fucking needed to buy an 8-ball, you
The
could
other
borrow
side,
300
okay,
from
I'll
on the
do it.
spot. I still own 8,000 from 1980 fucking
Pushing
2.
over there.
You know, I never felt. I never. The first time I went to Vegas, dog, I knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I just always felt very insecure.
Candid
in those
sight over here. I
places.
don't fuck with them.
Always, still
From
do.
the shit
Yeah,
show.
that's how I felt,
Still
man.
do. And I always had an excuse in my head on why I
don't fuck
felt
with them.
insecure. When I was younger,
Yeah,
it was that I wasn't good looking enough.
Red
And
dot,
I
I
was
can
these
fuck with
people
them.
are all nice people. These aren't the environment
Yo,
I want to
yo,
hang with. And these
yo,
people
my
don't want to
cousin-
hang with me. You know?
Yeah.
Plays
And when
off
I got
his
to a
phone.
certain
He'll
age,
play
it was I was
PUBG
too
with us
old.
off his phone in his
And
job.
then now
off his
I'm like, I just
Xbox.
feel like I'm playing out fucking pervert.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Like I remember being 25 and seeing like 50-year-old guys, thinking, "Why is this fucking guy here?"
This dude's a pervert.
Lee is a sweetheart. I've seen Lee at a bar.
Star
No, I
over
can
here.
tell he's a gentleman.
Lee wants to go to a bar and watch a football
I'm
game and have a bucket
go
of
wonder.
wings, and he wants to yell maybe a
Hey,
little
why
bit.
you
He
pushing
doesn't
that
want
one?
nobody close to him
I'm not
yelling.
getting
He
you.
doesn't
Why'd
want
you
nobody.
grab this one over here?
Lee will
Nah,
pay
that's
$3 extra just to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
to sit in
Lee's
the
all
white
right.
section.
Lee
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
do
just like to
good in
stick together
Studio
'cause I hear gunfire
54.
going on over
Lee,
there.
what's he gonna do?
Nah,
Have
Joe,
one
just jump
drink?
in here real quick.
People that are trying to talk to him.
Oh,
I never liked going to a place where the music was loud. That's where you lose Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
If I can't talk to you the way we're talking now, I don't want to be
I'm
in
lost.
this, dog. I'm lost.
Oh my God,
Yeah, see,
no.
that's the same as for me, man. But I would, for some reason, I kept making excuses that made me like less than, you know. So like, oh, it's my fault that I don't fit in here, instead of just being like, oh, this isn't my environment, you know.
Now,
Yeah,
why
where's
didn't
that,
you
baby?
feel
Where
it
you
was
at?
your environment?
Why do you
where
I
do
just
this
felt like
up over
you
feel
said.
older?
No, I felt like,
I'm coming. Neither
you
no
know,
one
like
hit
these
this up over
people
here. I
were
got a ton of
rich, or
boosters
these
I can
people
give
were
you too,
better
though.
than me, or
I
these
got
people,
shitload of boosters.
you know, I'm,
There's a sniper.
you
by
know, I'm
somewhere,
kind of
though, man. I can hear that.
a
definitely a
bit of a
sniper bias.
miscreant, you know. I grew
We
up
might
on
be
the
on
other side of the
mountaintop, but we in
tracks
circle,
than these
bro.
people.
We
But
can
they
just
don't
hang
know
tight.
that. That's the thing I
say we
always
just
thought.
hang
'Cause
tight
my
on
my
Yeah,
whole
let's just
thing
hang
comes
tight
from
on
like
the
I've always been
coast.
chubby and short. You're like a tall,
Move
in
in when we
shape,
have
good
to.
looking
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
I'd look at you and I
I'm still
think
checking around.
there's
though.
nothing wrong in his life at all. Like there's no way
No,
he's
no.
self conscious about anything.
Well,
All right, I'm
That's
that's
straight
where
where
on
it
I
goes
am
wrong, man. I look at
everything,
you and I think
I
this
got
guy's
fucking armor.
fucking
What environment?
Got it all.
I
What
need one more
environment do you
extended
feel
mag, man,
comfortable
for
in?
AR.
just a more real environment, a more just calm, just an
10
environment.
people, 50
Circle
people,
just
100
move.
people.
Yeah, as long as, I can feel okay in 10, 50. When it gets to be a little more than that, sometimes it's just too much. But when the music's loud and I can't communicate with people, then that's where I start to feel uncomfortable.
That's my end. That's my fucking.
But I kept going back. I kept thinking there was something wrong with
front of us.
me, that the environment was okay,
Oh,
but it
so.
wasn't, man. And that's what happened that night. I went to this club,
Like, I'm
and
over here, I
they had a
push it all
party
out,
for my
bro.
friend's fashion line.
I'll be there in 1 second.
And then I got in this
Yeah, 1 second,
taxi
1
after
second.
this girl
Yeah.
gets in with me. I left
I'm
early
trying
because I was
to
going to be on
think how
Opie and
long.
Jim Norton.
Go
That's when
and
Opie and
bob
Jim
and
were still
weave.
together.
I got enough bullets I need.
And this beautiful
Yeah.
girl
What
gets in the
is that?
taxi with me, this Asian girl. And she just started talking about the night. She said that she had fun at the party, but that her boyfriend wasn't in town.
Come here,
Then
dog.
she
You too
goes, her
far away.
boyfriend's
Alright, I
never
see, I
in
see him, I
town.
see
Then
him.
she's like, what happens in
too far
taxis
away from me,
stays
dog.
in taxis,
Big
right?
Ten.
That's what she said.
I'm
So
coming.
I'm thinking, fuck yeah,
Send her
you
the
know,
code.
like, she wants me to make a move on her. So I make a move, shut me down.
They probably
And I don't know if
blew up
that's
the
what
bunker.
made me feel weird after that or whatever, but the taxi dropped her off after that. And then it was just me
You
and the
wanna push
driver,
them
bro.
or
And
you
this
wanna
dude
wait?
spoke another language, you know,
Go
something
push.
fucking fancy,
You keep
something that
out
could
of
play
it. That's
soccer,
okay.
you know, like this dude fucking, you know, like this dude was betting on fucking foreign soccer games on his phone for sure, you know. And he said, I thought he said
Oh,
drugs,
you wanna
dude,
go
and I
to the
just
other
said
side and see if you
cocaine. That's
pop
what I
out from that
said.
side.
And next thing you know, we're in North Harlem.
I mean, honestly, man, I'm just
He
trying
bought
to
some
survive.
cocaine for us. He comes
You
back
too,
in
yeah,
the
they went down,
car.
they went down.
We're doing cocaine.
I mean, we could sit here at the
And then
exit
he's
and wait
like,
for
I
them to
got
come
a
back.
gift for you.
No,
I
they're
got
not
a
coming
gift,
back
you
this
know.
way.
And
They'll
I
come
thought it
back
was going
over
to
here,
be,
look.
They might. I
you
always
know,
come back
I
out
grew
the
up in
way
like
I
a
blow it
troubled
up.
area. I thought it was
Nah,
going to be his
just blow.
dick, you know.
Just
Like,
blow the
you know,
car.
that's what I was expecting anyway. And
We'll go down and get them from
and
this
then a
side.
hook prostitute knocks on the door, you know. This lady gets in, and I think it was a man, honestly, in hindsight. She had these big sunglasses on. Kind of a man's face that was under the sunglasses.
Do you have cocktails in you at this point?
Yeah, had a couple tequilas, dude, and so now we're
trying to smoke
partying,
right
bro.
there.
Me and the driver were first partying for about an hour.
Right?
Dude, I got so high, I
Alright, I got
remember
it. Two times.
thinking, "Where is the
I'm doing
driver?"
three-
That's
three
how
times
fucking
or
high
two
I
times?
was.
2 times.
And he was sitting next to
Yeah,
me
I'm
doing
good.
cocaine.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
what point does this
overtime.
become
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah.
taxi cab ride? Like, when does the meter get turned off? Like, this
Oh,
is
the
such a
meter's
weird-
going, bro.
Careful.
The meter's at about 270, bro.
It's close quarters up in this
So he's
bitch.
got to fucking be positive because I'm paying for this experience, bro.
I seen him.
So then, dude, this
Shoot
hooker
on him,
gets
shoot on
in. She had kind of long hair, huge
Yo, when I get back,
sunglasses,
I'll
covered
play.
about 60% of her face.
All right.
And the 40% of her face you could see, to me, looked like a man's face, right? Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, like, if I were on a game show and it was like, guess 40% of this person's face, I would have guessed man first, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, look like a man's face, you know? Or it looked like a woman had just shaved recently. That's what it looked like, you know? So anyway, we're all getting high together, and the hooker starts making advances towards me, bro. This sounds ridiculous, man. And I got out of the car, man. I felt uncomfortable, dude. So then,
Did you like slide?
You don't
over?
understand. In my world, I'm thinking you're a Louisiana boy in fucking Harlem. No shit do you feel out of place. I feel out of place there, but no. I always felt comfortable in North Harlem.
yeah.
Right, I know that neighborhood where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the Bronx yet. Right? You're not in the Bronx
I don't know
yet.
where we're at.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know where we're at, dude.
Was it dark?
It was a dark
Dark,
neighborhood.
that's all that matters, yeah. You ain't having a good time if you're not in the dark neighborhood
Oh,
at one
bro.
part of the night.
I was raised in one. I know when I'm
Oh,
back.
my God.
You know, I know when I'm back.
Now,
bro.
what time is all this going down?
It's about 3:30.
All right, so
So
what
it's
time?
late.
So you walk out of the cab. Where are you now? You getting another cab?
No, I'm in the street. Luigi comes out after me. That's the dude I was partying with, the driver. And dude, you know what's crazy is he had even one of the lights on the taxi wouldn't go off, and he made like this little paper mache thing and put it over the light, bro. Like this dude was, I mean, I don't think he was a homosexual, but this dude was about the most romantic fucking cab driver I've ever spent time with, dude. And dude, it was more romantic in that taxi than it was at your fucking Airbnb, bro. That's the saddest part. So, dude, I get out. He comes out after me. He made me give him $100, right? And I gave him the 100 because I was a little scared at this point. And I'm thinking he's going to pay the hooker and she'll go. But then I look back over there a minute later, and they're kissing on each other's necks. He's spending my 100 with this hooker, dude. He fucking just got this 100 out of me, bro.
Wait, so your taxi driver bullied you into buying him a hooker?
No, he owed him money anyway. But right away he took the money. Luigi took the money and said, "Hold on 5 minutes.
And
Let me go get $20 worth off this hooker."
He took that money and reinvested it in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And look, I respect hookers, man. Like, you know, I've been through some tough nights, man.
Not in fucking North Harlem.
All right, but still, man.
I don't give a fuck.
I respect women that are out there if they got to be out there selling their
No,
bodies.
I don't have nothing against that.
I know you don't.
But in North Harlem, you ain't getting into nothing good. You understand me?
You keep saying North Harlem. Are there
Harlem,
different parts?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like East Harlem.
Listen, all I know
It
is
was north.
I used to go to Harlem to buy coke, and I'd see women out there. And dog, let me tell you something. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. First of all, 4 out of 10 of them got bigger dicks than you.
Oh, damn.
4
out of 10 of those chicks.
We don't like those
in
odds.
those days. It was, you got to remember, up in Harlem in those days, the Bronx, it was open fucking corral. And in the 90s, the Russians came.
Oh, yeah.
And I never saw it, but I had friends tell me you go to Queens and there'd be 6-foot Russian blondes with leopard miniskirts that you give them 300 just to eat their assholes. They were that hot.
Wow.
Like hot, banging. Like they took over, so all the other ones, the crack hoes disappeared.
Yeah.
All that, you know. But in those days, even when I got in trouble with my buddy, you know, Dodger, and we were going over there, those hookers, yeah, those city rat hookers in those days, you had that takes a certain nerve.
Yeah, a lot of them work at the Popeyes during the daytime.
No, they don't work. They're at the clinic in the daytime getting blood transfusions.
Dude, we used to have this lady Victoria, Miss Victoria, in our neighborhood, bro. You could pull up, bro. You could eat her ass for like $40, right? She'd sit in your car window, dude. Just basically put her ass in your fucking car window, like a fucking to-go box, you know? You could, if you had somebody driving, you could even have them drive the block, and she would just sit in there like a little side item, bro. But so this dude Luigi, I give him the 100. He gets back in the car. They're making out. I'm kind of pissed, dude, but I don't want to bring that negative energy back into the car, right? So I deal with my feelings out in the street for a minute, kind of process through that.
Why don't you want to bring negative feelings back into the car?
Just because I'm already really extremely high, man. I'm under the influence of cocaine. It's almost 4 a.m. And I don't know these people that well. And I still need to get home. And for some reason at this point, I feel like Luigi is responsible to get me home, right? So I get back in the front seat, right? And they're hooking up in the back, a little blowjob. Like it's getting wild, you know? And I want to still do cocaine, you know? But I don't want to interrupt them, dude. So I remember trying to quietly do cocaine in the front seat, just like fucking, like the softest little inhale you could do.
Were you watching them at any point?
Oh, yeah, some, dude. I was definitely listening hard, you know?
Did she stink?
I mean, no,
it's
I
like
don't remember.
cologne. Like,
Dude.
all you smell is like cologne. Like when you walk in the middle of them, all you smell is like fucking heavy duty perfume covering
I'm
up.
trying to remember. She smelled like violence to me and tattoos. She was a tough lady or man. I mean, I thought she was a man. The face looked like a man's face to me, but she had big sunglasses on. She could have been one of those taller Vietnamese people that kind of look black at night, you know? So we're in there, and now I'm in the car, and I'm trying to quietly do cocaine, dude. Like, just like a fucking, just like a, like just doing it in like an installments. Like I had a bump on layaway.
Why did you have to be
just
polite?
fucking-
They're back there fucking. Why can't you just?
Because there's something wrong with me where I sacrifice other people. Like I just feel like I got to be considerate at all times. I don't want to interrupt them, dude. I guess. I don't know, man. I was fucked up, bro. So they're partying. At one point, I remember even turning my head back and just dumping cocaine quietly into the top of my nose, like this. just as quiet as I could be. And a cop goes by, dude. Cop goes by. I get scared. I tell Luigi I'm scared, bro. He don't give a fuck, dude. This is when I realized like he didn't care about me as much as I cared about him, I guess. And he's like, "You drive." And that's when I got in the driver's seat. And I drove, man. I drove us about 1.5 miles, dude. I don't even know where I was, dude. And then I pulled over because a voice in my head, bro. First, a voice in my head is like, dude, at least it was like, you're out here, bro. You're high. You know, you're doing cocaine. But at least you're making money, you know? Like I was working, like I was the cab driver. And that's when, like, dude, my brain's fucked up. Like, this ain't my cab. You know, I got to pay for this. And then my brain was like, you don't have a commercial driver's license. And that's what got me to pull over, dude. That technicality that if a cop stopped me that I wouldn't have one. And I pulled over. I got another taxi, got back to my hotel room, finished doing my cocaine. And I had to be on Opie and Jim Norton that morning. And it's 5:30 now, dude. I took 3 showers, bro, in 10 minutes. Right?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Did you pay Luigi, or did you just kind of get out and just get into another camp?
We ended up in a little bit of an argument at the end. I left $100 on the car seat and yelled adios at him really loud, bro. I don't even know if he spoke.
Unfucking believable, man. That shit's trash.
Unreal.
The sandwich is back. For those who haven't tasted that crispy chicken on toasted brioche, it's like,
I'm experiencing some things right now.
look at you looking all special. But you won't really get it until you get it.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Spanish, dude. I'm just screaming adios at him and this fucking hooker who had the smallest tits I've ever seen, bro. Looked like a man's chest. But then I go to Opie and Jim, dude, and the other guest for the day is Daryl Strawberry. And I could not even feel my face, dude. I couldn't even think. And that's when I was like, this is a bad look. You know? I couldn't even talk. They were asking me questions, dude, and I couldn't even... Like that, I couldn't feel my face. All my thoughts
What's
was
up,
coming
little
out of
dick,
my
little
neck.
homie?
Like I was running on neck thoughts, dude. I'm fucking thinking with my neck, bro.
I'm good, bro.
So I fucking sat there for
Trying to
3
get some views
hours,
on
bro.
Kraken.
Hold on.
Just roasting.
My homies.
Now I know how you
that I was
feel,
just gonna
kind
get
of
him to
like.
invite me. Hold on.
I
How
just
many you got?
sat there, just boiling
3
in my
a.m.
own fucking drug-induced
Oh, shit, invite
bullshit.
him here.
Hold on.
And,
All right.
and then I fucking left, bro. And I'm halfway on the walk over there, I realized I had on fucking sweatpants with jeans over them, bro. Horrible. That's like a catheter outfit. Like if you might be getting a catheter and you might have to stay overnight.
Theo Von, I'm sitting here because I'm like, this people like Lee, that he's a sweetheart. I wish to God Lee never does a drug. He would never do a drug. But for some people, some experiences like that experience,
Yeah.
to wake up on Opie, because you basically woke up on Opie and Jimmy, and you're coming down off the juice. You're not paranoid, but you can't talk either. You're in that stage.
I was scared.
Yeah. You're in that stage of fucking, why the fuck am I even here? It's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, I remember doing that 10,000 times.
Oh.
Not being in a cab with a hooker, but when you said Harlem, when I was growing up, I had a friend and he had a girlfriend. He was about 7 years older than me. He's dead now, God rest his soul. But he had a girlfriend dog who was fucking banging.
Wow.
And I saw her naked once when I was like 18. That shit stayed with me.
Ooh.
That was jerk off material for like 6 months. I go ahead, I disappear, I do my thing. I go to Colorado, I do a little time. I'm back in Jersey in '93. And I reconnect with a friend of mine. And he goes, what are you doing tonight? I go, nothing. What do you want to do? He goes, let's go out. Meet me at Teaneck at this, I forget the name of the place. It's a popular place for that age group, and I went there and met him about 7.
Teaneck?
Yeah, Teaneck, Tenafly. Is it Teaneck? It's Artist Cafe, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like very chic. So a lot of kids from my neighborhood thought, as they got older, they went there for a few drinks. At this time, I'm 31 years old. I'm doing comedy. Already. I'm not getting nowhere with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking on no doors and shit, but I'm doing fucking comedy. And I hook up with him, and at the time, I'm a fucking fiend, It's 35 a gram on 178th Street.
Damn.
25 if you want it clean. You know what I'm saying? I go in there and get 3 right off the bat, Jack. Bam! This shit was glass. On aluminum foil, and they give you a blast when you walked in.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They sat you down. They go, "What do you want to do?" And you go, "I don't know. Let me taste the 35." And then, "What do you want to do? You want to taste the 25?" And you go there, and then they walk you out to the door, and you'd walk back to your car, and the cops were paid for, and it put you back out on not Amsterdam, but one of those streets under the bridge.
Yeah.
And then rule number 1, you took the Lincoln Tunnel back. Go into get a fucking hot dog, roll a joint. These idiots that would get back on the George Washington Bridge, they had spotters.
Right.
They just seen you go over. They'd pull you over, now they confiscate your fucking car. You have to give it to them, because if not, they're going to bring the dog, and they're going to get you anyway.
Right.
So don't fuck with them.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? It was hardcore.
Damn.
So I went over there first. That was my automatic first stop of the night. And I had it down to a science in those days. Sometimes I'd walk over and take the bus back. Same difference. What were we going to say?
You'd be high on that bus, though, huh?
No, I wouldn't do it. Oh, yeah.
You wait till you get home.
No, I'd do that little blast that he'd give me, and by the time I got to the bus, I'd be coming down like a little bit like.
But how Theo was saying that he felt uncomfortable there his first time. Do you remember how you felt the first couple times you went there before it became old hat? Like, were you freaked out, or was it already at that point?
Since my mom had a dry cleaner in the Bronx.
Probably in your system.
Yes, and my mom had a bar in Union City, and my mom had a bar in Harlem at a young age. It's in my system.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine take me over once to the city, and when I got back in the car, he goes, "It's amazing how you blended right in." He goes, "You knew the walk." I knew those first 10 years of my life. I lived in New York City. Those first 7 years of my life in this country, I lived in New York City. I went to school in the heart of New York City.
Yeah.
I went to school on 89th Street, PS 166, from K1 to fucking 3rd grade. Then I went to Catholic school in Jersey. But all that time, I got the patois of the city.
Yeah.
My mom's action was on 125th. My Santeria action was on 148th. I knew the fucking city. You understand me? Then I got older and I knew George Washington Bridge. I knew the fucking streets. My stepdad shot a dude on 148th Street right there at the Santeria party. I knew the escape route.
That's beautiful.
I knew where to drop the gun on Riverside Drive. I knew that situation. So I get the Coke. I go back to Jersey. I meet him. And in those days, dog, I'm not a big drinker, but I'm the type of guy, see, I'll call you up and go, "What are you doing tonight, Theo?" "No, let's go get a drink." And on the way there, you go, "Joey, I got an audition tomorrow, dog. Don't even start your shit tonight." "Theo, come on, bro. I wouldn't invite you for a drink. I got a joint in my pocket." We go, we have 1 drink, we have 2 drinks, we have 3 drinks. All of a sudden, that chick you used to fuck shows up. And with her friend, sucking her dick in the bathroom that time.
Oh my God, come on, man. The
It's
randoms,
9:30,
bro.
it's early. "Theo, let's get a
What the fuck
taste."
are you doing?
"No, bro, I got that big audition on ABC." "Fuck it, give Theo 10 more minutes. I'll get the chick to buy him another fucking double kamikaze. Then he'll be begging me for a blast." And that's right there, that would break me down.
Yeah.
I went out with the
Fucking
intention. And you know,
bullshit.
I got a good, I'm pretty good. When I tell you,
Why
listen,
wouldn't you come to the
we got to
fucking
do
party,
shit tomorrow.
man?
I'm pretty good about it.
Fuck.
Towards the end, I wasn't
My
good at
team
all.
to
I
get
would
on,
snort
bro.
an hour
Where the
before a
fuck my
fucking
people's at?
audition.
Damn.
I got thrown out of an audition at Fox one time. Towards the end, towards 2006, dog, after the longest ride, I got a little fucking weird.
Yeah?
Yeah. And one day, I get this audition directly from Fox. Like, they're like, "We want you to read for this role."
Yeah.
You know, it's been done before. The crazy roommate owes the bookie money.
Right.
You know, his mom supports him. He can't get a job, hasn't shaven. They were looking for Artie Lang.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll never forget, in my fucking coked up, ready to quit mind, I said, "You know what? They're looking for this guy. I might as well go in there like this guy." So I did something I never did a day before. I stopped shaving.
Oh, I thought you glued hair to your face.
No, what do you think? I'm fucking half a fucking mook?
Oh, no, dude. We used to glue hair to our face to make beards. Pubic hair, too, during Halloween.
Stop. Some of it was gray, you know?
We did.
I didn't put gel in my hair. I just put water in my hair. And I fucking went in there like, like 2 hours after doing coke. And I went in front of the camera. It was the casting director, me, and
What's
the
up,
camera,
little dick,
bro.
little homies?
And after the first reach, he goes, stop.
What's up, little dick,
Because
little
I think you
homie?
better go home. We're going to make believe this never happened.
Really?
Yeah.
She knew you were high?
Trying to get on this PUBG?
How did she know? She must have been grammed up occasionally.
Yeah, I could tell. But it was very
Oh my
disrespectful.
god, bro.
Yeah.
She never said a word.
Why y'all be
She never
deleting that
called
shit? I don't know why.
the agent at
Make
the time.
room for
and
other
said,
shit
hey,
that we
this kid was
enjoy
fucked
playing
up.
also.
I hit on
Nah,
I hit on
you
an
don't know
Asian
what's
lady
enjoyable.
recently who was casting a casting director, and she told my manager.
I know.
Really?
I know.
Yeah,
what
get
I'm
back
about
home,
to
and he's
enjoy.
like, she said you did a pretty good job,
What,
but
you
she
leaving
said
the
you was
party?
hitting on her the whole time.
Which casting agent?
I don't even remember. She's beautiful though too.
Down
Oh, I know. I see
on
you
the
post
south
that
side?
shit,
On
man.
the,
Oh, this
on
was
the
in
west side?
no, this was in out here in Burbank.
I just
somewhere.
got this shit
Okay.
today.
There used to be an Asian
No, I'm saying I
job
seen you
office here.
post. I seen that you
That
post
was
that you
something
were
out of a fucking
eligible
movie.
to
Yeah.
to
She
get it. What's
used to
up, little
cast-
dick, little homie?
On the west side.
What's up, little
Her
dick, little
partner
homie?
used to have a cat, and the partner was
What's
no
up,
fucking
guys?
slouch either.
Yeah.
I walked in there one day. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on
Hey,
with these
split up,
cats?
split up. Two y'all,
Yeah.
two y'all go to the
I
other
don't
Yeah,
know
'cause
where
I-
she is now, but it's probably the
Next
same
one up.
one.
Where's that yellow dude?
I didn't mean to hit on. I was just being a natural man, you know. Like I can't help it. Like, oh, what's offensive? And I wasn't saying anything
Alright,
like
bet.
you know
If y'all see an M16,
touching my
let me
crotch
know,
or
man. I'm
anything like
surgical
that.
with
You know, I was
shit.
probably just saying, "Oh, you look nice today,"
He
or
ain't
something like
lying.
that. You know, like I can't help it if I got a little fervor in my voice for a
Surgical.
woman. You know, they act like that's
Any
a sin out here
5.56
these
weapon,
days.
bro.
You know,
I'm
oh, you want to
surgical.
bust a nut on a lady? You're a fucking, you know, you're a
I've seen
deviant. You
it.
know, you're Charles Manson if you want to do that.
I've
You
seen
know,
it.
Charles Manson
You
studied
see me, bro.
Scientologist. He's
I
still
just
studying
kill people, bro.
Scientologist. How crazy is that shit?
he's a little pussy, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
like,
beat
I
that
got
dude's
you an
ass.
M16.
I swear to God, you let that
Hey,
dude
mark it
out
for
for
me. I'll
1
come
minute
over there and grab
in a
it.
fucking used car lot, I'll beat that motherfucking
Really?
dude.
M16, M4, bro.
Bro.
Those are my two go-to weapons.
Why do you
not
hate
joking.
Charles Manson so much?
Because he's a pussy, dude. He
Especially
made
on
other
this map.
people. He made hot chicks go out and kill
There's an AK
people.
over here
I
on
mean,
me,
it's kind of romantic and shit, but at the same time, he's a
dude.
pussy.
But y'all,
Let me tell you
just
something.
let y'all
I
know,
read
man.
that fucking that book fucked me up.
Did it really?
Just let y'all know, man.
I was about
I got y'all
13
broadcasted right now.
after
in
I got
the
left
fucking
back, it
lobby
really
or in my,
fucked with me.
stream.
Because I wasn't left back
Hence the
material.
reason why I
just
said I
got
think
caught
that-
up in some fucking fantasy world.
Oh, I got an
Yeah.
M4 right now.
But that teacher, Mr. Kingwell, who was a
I'm gonna look
fucking
at that
prick.
M16.
He left you back?
Yeah, he left me back. No, I left myself back. I
Right.
had summer school,
Alright, time.
but I went to summer school. I did the same fucking. If you have 3 misses in summer school,
Shut
you're done.
You're done.
I fucking
So, Mighty
missed
Man, how you
3
feeling, man,
classes
after you
over
got
this
that
chick,
sex
because
shit?
that's the only time I get together with her.
Wait,
The
what?
first three. Joey, what's the first three?
I was in love, dog. I didn't give a
Oh,
fuck.
that young love will get you.
And I thought that my
God,
dog was
God,
gonna just say
God,
pass
God.
him to the 8th grade. Nah, they held me back. It was fucking
Oh,
brutal.
yeah.
It fucked with me. It fucked with everything I had. So,
It's a good
Mr.
thing it's
King,
broadcast.
part of every month you had to do a
Level
book
2
report.
best on me. I got
for.
extra one over here.
The only
Hey,
problem
I don't
was
need
it
that
was an old
M16. I
book
just picked
report.
one up. Just letting y'all know.
So he would take the book
Everybody
and
know you
dissect
see.
it. At that time,
Everybody
man, I
know
was
you
so
see.
pissed off at myself.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
dude,
still
right
my
here in
English
front of me.
teacher.
You read up.
be
Even
over there
though
in
I
a
got put in Mr. Barone's class.
I'm coming. I'm
With
coming.
Mr.
Coming right
Barone,
now.
I took him to the premiere
Is he at this
of the Grudge.
Yeah,
building?
there's
Is
a
it?
wow.
That's
Alright,
how
I'm on
I
my way.
got
Teammate
Barone.
to the left.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
No,
you
no,
don't
no.
see it,
Barone
so
was
it's-
tight, but here was the
I'm
beauty.
coming. I'm on my way.
Me and Barone hated each other in 7th grade. Like, he kept telling me in the hallways, "You better not get left back."
Hey, you got one on the outside wall.
Oh, he's got a second.
So
Yeah.
that fucking,
Yeah, I try to get him. I try to get him.
last day
There's
of
2 of them
school.
over there. There's 2 of them over there.
You have to go to the 8th grade. You go to the 8th grade. When you have to go to summer school, they just put you in the other 7th grade.
Damn, dog. I'm too far away.
So the whole
I
fucking
meant-
8 hours, Barone
I should have
kept
never pushed
busting
over there
my
until we went
balls.
over there as a group.
Nah,
Sorry,
they
man.
was
We're
on
right.
You're
phone,
sitting
though.
here all next year. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
fail
thought.
you again.
Oh,
You're
y'all
gonna be in the
didn't stop
7th
at this
grade till
middle
you're 90.
complex over here?
Because
I
you're
thought
gonna
y'all
be
were at this
driving the other
complex.
kids to school and shit.
No, we
You the one who
pushed
pushed
out a little bit.
me. So he
Oh, shit,
tormented
man.
me, dog, for like
Alright, well, I'm
4 or
definitely
5
about to get
hours.
fucked then.
And on the way out of the classroom, I saw his keys right at his desk.
I see. I'm
took
just.
his
I like to
fucking
sneak up on
keys.
people, man. It's 4
Yeah,
on
you're
1
gonna
right
I
now.
told him I threw
You're
him
gonna
the
have to pick
fucking
him off
weed
'cause
somewhere,
there's
some shit.
See.
And about an hour later,
Yeah,
he
they all
pulls
see
up my house with a cab. Where's my fucking keys?
Man,
And we didn't
fuck.
talk
bro.
again. And the next day,
Alright,
I
back to the
got
job.
left back.
Good
And I
vendetta
was in the
is now
classroom.
falling.
He
Thanks, bro.
never
I
mentioned
appreciate
it
the follow.
ever again.
That's pretty cool.
Oh
of him.
shit.
And after about
Hey,
2
let's run
months,
it
we
again, though,
became
boys.
tight because I realized
Yeah,
he
he
was a
way
good
in the middle
basketball
of the
player.
map.
Go again.
Shit.
That's shitty.
So,
Yo,
how did we end up talking about this shit?
What
We had this dude, Mr. Larry. We had this black
who's
kid in
yellow?
our
Are
school,
we back
Mr.
in
Larry. He
town?
got held back. so long they just made him a janitor one time in middle school. He was there probably. I remember him being like, his trick was he'd come in while you were peeing at the urinal and he'd piss over you into the urinal. And finally, he was in 5th grade for so long, they just made him a janitor. I mean, he's probably still, if that school's still open, he's probably still there.
Can you imagine only been in the 5th grade and they pull you aside? Listen, we've been talking here, the staff has been talking. It's not going to work out for you. But lucky for you, we have an opening in the janitorial services department. What does that mean? Listen, we'll give you $1 for every dollar. We'll match it so you can join the army when you're 30.
I just love that. That probably means he was at least 16 or something. So that was what, like 7 times going through the 5th
Let me
grade.
tell you something. When I was a kid, if you were stupid,
really handsome too.
Listen, when I was a kid, if you were stupid, they pulled you aside when you were 16.
Yeah.
The teachers at school pull you aside and they go, listen,
Oh my god.
you're wasting your time, man. When you get to high school, just sign out, get a job as a mechanic. I swear to God, teachers were honest in the 70s.
Well, that's a better way. Now they want everybody to push forward. Dude, I remember the first Wigger went to our school. I told you guys that before. The first Wigger, this kid Brian St. Pierre went to our school, and they'd never seen it before, you know, and they thought he was mentally handicapped. They put him in, they made him eat the third lunch. You know, the third lunch, the special lunch where those kids are in there. You know, they make some of their own food and then they eat it. You know, to make them have a talent. And and he was in there, dude, this Wigger. So you'd have like, you know, you'd have like kids who really had mental illnesses and, you know, everything, all the DS and everything. And then you'd have fucking Brian St. Pierre wearing a Charlotte Hornets pullover, dribbling an invisible basketball all day, bro. Just posting up mental kids in the lunch line, bro. They'd never seen it. They thought he was mentally handicapped just because he wanted to, you know, play with the brothers.
And
They had him cook lunch every day still? Like he didn't say anything?
Once a week, they'd have him make some of their own recipes for
just
lunch.
got a
You
case
know,
of
it's
my
kind of,
town.
it was cool. I mean, we had a good group of handicapped kids at our school. I remember.
Yeah,
I'm
no, we're
fucked
good.
up.
Us young
Those
folk are
stars hit me
good.
hard tonight. That's what happened. You know why they hit me hard? Because I trained last week. I didn't eat stars last week.
Lee sprayed out of his face out of
I
the
didn't eat
gate,
stars
boy.
last week at all.
I sprayed it, but I'm still
See,
alive.
Still here,
you
bro.
kept eating stars and shit. Fucking them brown.
I had transmission
You
fluid.
took
I had
that.
everything.
No, you didn't. You threw the chocolate
Oh,
away.
Jesus.
See what I'm
This is
saying?
why I have to do everything on Periscope.
Well,
Thank
you
God
know,
for
you
Periscope.
know that.
Lee's fearless, man. I don't see how you do it, Lee. I really don't.
There's really not
He
the choice
does,
anymore.
he does like a little bit. He goes like this in front of the camera. He goes, I'm going to eat some chocolate. He takes a bit like that. He chews and then this 80 milligrams, whatever, he throws this away. And he tells people
is that,
he ate
is
it.
that green
And
and the
tonight
mark
he
in
ate
it?
the
He's
whole
not with
thing.
us, is he?
And it was coming through his fucking fingers.
You don't want to go there.
He was gilling out, huh?
You know, when you were telling your story, bro, the thing that I was thinking about the most with it,
All right.
the 200 of those stories that I had, that I wish I had the time. I wish I had the fucking time to. And I got 10 that roll around in my
guy's
head
dropping
sometimes, and one of them will pop up in the middle of the night before I'm about to fall asleep, and my whole body shatters, bro. Those are those type of
Where's stream
stories,
going to?
especially when it comes to drugs.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to fucking drugs. And the next morning you wake up and you're like, that's fucked up. I gotta get my life together. I gotta call somebody and shit. But, you know, 10 days later it happens again. And,
All right, man, my bad.
you know, and sometimes it's
going on?
sex. And sometimes it's
guy landed
crazy
there, I
sex.
saw.
You go to a girl's
Yeah, I
house
saw him.
and
He
all of a
had
sudden her
a
sister and her
14 on it.
stepfather in the room.
Yeah.
And everybody's
Definitely
banging
what
and you're
it
like,
was.
what the fuck am I a part of? You know,
Get this shit
I just
cracking
want to
some
watch
stuff.
the fucking Nick game.
Well, wait. Is that a
On me,
real
on me.
scenario?
There he is.
Lee, you would be
hit him
fucking
once or twice.
surprised what you bump out
Is he
into
outside?
when you're out there.
Yeah, he went outside somewhere.
Especially when I started to do comedy,
murdered.
you'd be surprised
Murdered.
what I'd bump into. And I had you one night talking. Remember,
I
my
think he was
body
the only
was
one that
shaking.
landed with
Yeah.
us, but
My body was shaking, telling Lee,
He
just
got team.
triple
SLR,
tours, just
24.
bolder, just, you know. I thought life was a certain way when I lived in New Jersey.
That little dick
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Boy, was I fucking wrong.
I remember trying to fuck this girl on roller skates one time. You ever try to do that, dude?
No.
At Halloween. Unbelievable, bro. But that was drug induced. I remember,
Never been arrested?
dude, I got arrested in Mississippi one time. We're all high at some house. And they brought a kid. The cops show up and they brought a kid from downstairs,
No,
right?
I don't fuck
And they
with-
said,
I don't
this
fuck
kid
with
is here.
snipes. I don't
Everybody's
fuck with
going in
snipes on
for
this map,
contributing
you know what I'm
delinquency
saying?
as a minor. And then you could, but once you got
Listen, bro,
outside,
I'm the one
kids
that
were
cracks the
paying and
jokes
getting
in the
out of the
streets,
thing. They
not
put us
you,
in the
bro.
like the slave shackles. You know the things they put between two legs, you know, and then hook you to the person in front of you. Put us in that shit, dude, and we had to walk downstairs. So it was the dumbest thing ever,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying, man?
It must have taken us 40 minutes to get
You know what I'm saying,
downstairs
man? My mom used to
in
dress
these
me up in
fucking
little
leg shackles
shirts and
with these
ties,
two
little
stupid
hush puppies on my
cops.
feet,
But they brought
and
this
make me
kid
walk
down, and
around
then
school
later
with a
there was a
briefcase.
rumor that they were.
You know what I'm
This
saying,
was
man?
this kid. This was a
No, I know
stage
why you
kid.
asked
They
me
were
that.
they would paying somebody's kid to fucking. They
I
would
know
sneak
why
him in
you're
the
mad,
back and put him in people's houses and come down in pajamas and then making money because they're busting everybody in the house because now they got a charge on
Making sure that no
everybody.
girl would ever
contributing.
talk to you. I know, man.
What else did I go in before?
Nah.
Nothing.
I heard they
nothing
stuffed
real
you in a
serious,
mailbox
man.
when you
No,
were in
God
sixth
bless you,
grade,
man.
bro.
Listen.
Damn.
But that was the thing. I just wanted to get. I just yeah. Part of me was like,
36, you got a fucking career. You're on the upswing right now. You know what? You fucked around. You got your dick
All right, well,
sucked.
his team's got to be
I'm
close
not
by.
telling you to go get married, but it's time to start watching your back. 'Cause this is when you're a good-looking guy.
All right, where y'all want to push?
Shows
I like
you
to see
can
him ask your
develop
son.
right now. You could be the number 2 dude. Pick up a check, 5 years, no drama.
Normally, I
You
would
know,
have
you
started
already
back off
did
where
it.
my market
Yeah, I've
was.
had
You
so
already
much
did
fun,
it.
bro.
You know, once you get everything out of the way,
I'm pushing
this
over you
place
for the
becomes
race.
a complete different animal.
Stay away from that
Yeah.
fucking
You
big
know,
ass building
and
over
listen,
there on the hill.
Lindsay Lohan survived it.
What are you?
The
No,
fucking
no, I'm
Hilton
saying-
kid survived it.
We should go this way.
Some people don't.
yeah.
Some people don't, man. I told you when I walked in here. I'm not. I'm happy about the podcast. I'm happy that I get to see Lee, and we get high and we talk shit, and he makes a living and I make a living, and we sell tickets, and you know, guys like you come on here and people get to hear you. I like doing stand up. I don't think I could do this shit if I was doing blow.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. This podcast would have been done.
Would have fell apart.
Lee would have been.
Where y'all going?
Lee wouldn't even have been talking to me no more.
Oh, you're going in more? I thought you wanted to stay on
Lee
the
would have
edge.
gone. He left me
Well,
there
I
4
think it's
fucking
gonna
days
move
in a row.
anyways,
You know.
what I'm saying?
Who's
We're gonna
gonna
be
come
like
on
right
right
now. It's
now?
gonna move.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the thing. I was just like, I just don't. I need to take a. If
I
this
don't
is where I'm
really
kind of
focus on
ending
the
up once in a
bunkers.
while, even
Just
once in a
take up your
while,
position.
I just
Stop
want to
being
get
So
out.
out.
nothing happened after the cab ride. After that, that shook you.
I got
in
10 chicken
Oh well,
dinners right now.
seeing Daryl Strawberries what shook me.
the next
Today.
day.
Because he was
I just
13 years
started
sober.
streaming,
And he was
like,
like,
an hour and a half ago.
I mean, this dude was eloquent. He had his life put together. He's
I
a
got like 500
multimillionaire now.
euros.
And then he was pushing the
four or five
documentary
on,
30 for 30, the new one with
squads.
Doc Gooden.
But Doc Gooden wouldn't show
Doc
up.
Gooden couldn't show up
Half of
because
them
he
He's
was
have
all
sick.
like-
fucked up. Yeah, he's all fucked up.
Yeah,
And I know
that's-
my life
that's
isn't
what I've
their
been doing all
lives,
day.
but it made me think,
But don't think I'm.
okay, you
don't
just
think I'm
got to
gonna carry
monitor what's
on
going on.
now.
Because I don't like to, I didn't like to party. I just like to put myself in a crazy
We'll hit this
situation.
complex
Fuck
right
yeah,
now.
me
And the
too.
circle's
You know?
just by the
That's what I was
time.
thinking about the
Yeah, I
whole
need to
time
come
you're
last
saying
time.
that. I go,
Yeah.
I don't miss
Gotta
the
get
drugs.
some loose.
I miss the 6 o'clock on the
You
diner
getting
or
hit? Oh, shit,
waking
this
up and
building's
somebody
been
gives you a Audi to
87.
drive home.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck just happened last night?
Yeah, dude, I was in Louisville one time. I came out of a show. They had a big group in a limousine. They invited me to go to an after party with them, right? I was like, I'm only coming if my boy can come. And they're like, who's your boy? And I'm like, LeCedric. They had a brother nearby, right, wearing this Louis Vuitton jacket, dude. Probably about 60%
It's all
homeless,
been
right?
wiped out. They've all been
And they're like,
wiped out.
that's your boy? And I didn't even
Unreal.
talk to this dude, right? I was like, yeah, that's my boy. And like, all right, he can come.
Do you?
So I fucking walk
Who's that?
over to him,
Flame?
looking right in the eyes. And I was like, what's up, man? I'm Theo. He's like, Sid. And I was like, all right, dude,
go
I
to
told these
bed.
people you're my friend. You ever been in a limousine? He's like, nah. I was like, all right, come get in with us. Just act
Go
like
to
you're my
sleep.
friend, right? We're going to a party. He's like, all right, man. So we go in the limo,
Flame.
bro. We're in there, hot chicks, dudes.
All right, we got guys
people
pushing up the
fucking.
draw right towards
LeCedric
us.
kept saying,
Uh,
we're
Yo, Flame,
friends. That's what he
where's
kept
that
saying out
Sky
loud,
Street?
right?
Got
Kind of
those, right?
fucking
Y'all
not the
get it over
best
this edge.
actor,
We
bro.
got two coming
Wait till
up
we get to this
across.
house party.
Like
Where?
two-
It's a nice,
We're
cool
behind us on
fucking
26.
party, bro.
Yeah, it's that.
I'm downstairs. I'm in the
we need-
kitchen.
Calm down.
Somebody's
Saying,
making
like,
us a drink. I'm talking to somebody.
It's time to fucking,
Fucking
party.
6 minutes later, I hear a fucking somebody scream. I hear a window break, right? Somebody
I don't know
comes
if they're gonna
running
come right
down.
at
They
us, but
said
they'll be on this
some
next
dude
bridge
just
over.
stole like
It's
4 purses
Yo, what's up?
out of the
Okay, come
coat
on.
room upstairs and fucking jumped out a
not- Yeah, there,
window.
there. Put that 3 on him if you got him. He's just
That would've
standing
been
there.
me,
I don't
Doug.
see him.
And that was
Next
fucking
ridge,
LeCedric,
next ridge,
bro.
I think he moved now.
And that was like, and
I hear
everybody
gunfire.
there
It's
was
really
like
close to
crying
my
and
left.
pissed.
I know that.
They're working that next ridge line.
And some girl was like furious because all her tampons were in there or something. I remember she got pissed. She
Well, I
was
mean,
a
we can
tough
push
girl.
up the big hill right
She was like
here.
one of those
It's the top of the
what are those
mountain.
people that slide the
Come
thing
on,
I
on
don't have any
ice?
sight
You'd
to
say?
do if anybody
Curlers?
finds some.
Curl. Yeah, she was a curler. And but I was
It's like that little shack that's
in my
coming up on
head,
our
I
right.
was like,
Well, we
this is
pushed
the
up.
best fucking night
Shack
ever.
right here to the right side of us.
No, that's.
So just shit like that, where I just love to put life just in precarious situations, man.
Would you black out ever?
You're never gonna get invited to
Nuh-uh.
another house party
Huh?
ever.
Oh, I blacked out one time here in
careful down
Hollywood,
there
and that
top,
scared
we're
me. I
all
woke up
heading
in my own bed, had no clue how I got there. I'd wet the bed. I mean, I wet the bed till I was about 30
Did
anyway.
you hit that little shack right
Yeah.
here?
Did you too?
Not until
So there's
until
a
I was
stuff
like a teenager.
Where you
Oh,
went
that's
up?
nothing, bro.
Yeah, I don't see nobody
And,
up here. We're on the high ground.
And that was a pretty crazy night.
Hold on 1 second.
You
You
watch
went to
our
bed
six,
till you
too,
were
man.
13.
Everybody look a different
I
direction.
don't know,
Be
probably
honest.
around
I
there.
got
I
one
would
in.
guess, yeah.
There you
I'll
go.
watch you like a hog.
Where he's at? Numbers,
He just went
numbers.
over the
Always
hill.
arson and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
It might have been a little bit like maybe not 13, but
Just
close,
shot it.
maybe 10. At
Oh, I
least.
see him. I see him.
Well, 10 ain't far from 13 if you're talking to the police.
Yeah, that nigga hit me hard.
No, but yeah, I had a huge
What's
issue
up?
with it. It was terrible.
Dude, I used to have those buzzer underwear, bro. They put these underwear on you. When the urine would hit them, a buzzer
Yeah, I
would
know,
go
you
off,
told me.
right?
God.
I'm not joking. Look them up online.
I know.
This
I
ain't no
got
joke,
it.
bro.
I wrote you back.
So I went to my
Send it my way.
grandparents. My mother didn't tell them that I had these, right?
I'm really hoping these are real things, not just like a torture device your parents put on you.
Not at all,
That they
bro.
made by themselves.
This doctor gave them to us, dude. This dude was a bona
Looks like
fide.
Google.
This dude was a bona fide doctor. So we went there. I got the electric pants on, dude. You know,
Wait, what's like Google?
I'm getting my rest. Probably, buzzer underwear for urinators. I would Google buzzer underwear for urinators.
I see him there east.
And so then, but they didn't tell my grandfather, right?
You're good.
So he fucking, and they had a small house, bro, a little bitty house. So my fucking crotch is just like he wakes up
Go
middle
get
of the
this
night,
rock.
dude.
There you go.
I'm fucking.
You're on fire.
I'm not on fire, but I'm buzzing hard, bro. Because I'd had apple juice, man, and I pissed big on apple juice,
Yeah,
dude.
we might
I
wanna
fucking
move out of
spray
here.
out on
Yeah,
the AJ.
that sucks.
So I'm in there
Dracula.
just buzzing, dude. And I didn't know.
God.
And he came in.
They
He
still
didn't.
got him?
All
Yeah.
three.
Give me a pair, Lee.
He didn't. He didn't
That's what I
know.
want. Give me a pair.
He didn't know what was going on.
Oh my God, that's what.
He comes in. He's scared,
How
bro.
loud is it? How loud
go.
is
I'm
it?
In
safe
a little
if you
bitty
can get
house,
me.
you could hear
Unless
from
they're
down
I
the
just want
hall.
to wake my wife up in the middle of the night like twice a week.
Oh, it just do 2 drops and it goes off. And so my grandfather's in there, right? And
Damn,
he's
bro,
all
don't
scared
fuck
and
the
shit.
phone.
And
Goddamn,
Oh, this would have been
God
terrible when I
damn,
was a
bro.
kid.
This fucking
and he's
stop blowing
pushing me
me
with a
up.
broomstick,
Fuck.
dude. He thought I was dead, dude. He didn't know what had happened.
I
He thought I was
gotta go.
possessed or dead. He's pushing me with a broomstick to wake me up, and he was worried because he had one of those heart makers, and he was worried he would get electrocuted. He thought something was happening. He thought the house had short circuited it, or the phone company had fucked up. That's what he thought. The phone company had fucked up. So he thinks I'm fucking just laying there buzzing like I was just a fucking miscreant. But he died, man. My grandfather ended up dying. He died.
I